This is a collaborative discussion amongst three friends.
You are a bandwagon Swiftie.
Wow. LaCroix. How have you never had a Choco Taco?
Well, I don't know what a Choco Taco is.
Do you do MMA? Because you're really wide.
So tell me, what's in your beverage center?
You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
No, my eye twitch isn't bad right now.
Let's talk about the process. How are we going to help you obtain the best home at the best possible price, terms, and conditions that we can? 37, brought to you by Showroom Bank. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Woo-hoo. Thank you.
We've got a guest in house today, one of our very own, Mr. Dave Antonelli, TD, for those in the know. And welcome to the show, Dave.
Welcome, Dave.
Welcome, Let's give a little proper intro. So today's guest is one of our own, someone who's been helping clients across Rhode Island and Connecticut for over a decade. He's a broker associate here at the Slocum Home Team, has a background in rehabbing homes as a contractor. He's built businesses around relationships, authenticity, and helping people understand houses beyond pretty paint and staging. He's closed 20 deals plus basically every year with us. I mean, Dave is just a baller. Has more designations than JT has unread emails. And when he's not selling homes, he's probably learning something new, creating something, or auctioneering toy cars for charity. So Dave Antonelli, welcome to Shootin The SHT. How's it going, my man?
It's going very good.
Dave, I know I gave you a good intro, but you want to give the listeners a Dave Antonelli intro? Who's Dave Antonelli? What's the story behind Dave Antonelli?
Man behind the turtleneck.
Yeah, not today because it's summertime. Well, I don't know. Where do you want me to start?
Let's start on day one. How was your birth? What happened on day one, day zero?
Oh, geez. Yeah, I ended up having to share a birthday with my brother, unfortunately.
Really?
I don't have a twin. He's 5 years older than me.
Wow.
And I still think there's some conspiracy there that my mom kind of put them together. So she could only have one birthday.
So did you get less presents because you had to share your birthday with your older brother?
No. I complained enough to get it.
Okay. How many
Plus
siblings
the 5
do you
year
have?
difference was, hey.
Yeah.
I had 2 sisters and a brother.
Wow.
So we were a good-sized family. But my mom was a single mom, so we lived on the 3rd floor for over 18 years.
Wow.
Grew up in Providence, right?
Yeah, grew up in Providence, right between the Olneyville and Silver Lake area.
Nice. Grew up on hot wieners?
I never did them until I went to high school, and then I actually
never did them like they're a drug.
No. Listen. They are drugs. No, I say did them. I said it that way.
I got hooked on wieners
because
don't cut that.
In high school,
Call Todd.
No, in high school, I made them. I worked on a hot weenie truck.
You worked on a hot wiener truck?
I was 16
my
to 18.
God. That makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. You're the most jolly guy.
Just to put them up my arm, and unlike they do now today, where they put something on your arm, there was nothing on the
you
arm.
said Dave Antonelli hair.
That's right. That's right. I still have scars along my arm.
The burn?
Yeah, you get the burn from the sauce.
Oh yeah,
because it's oil.
Yeah.
And it gets in between, and it's like, and one thing they said you had to do is you couldn't just like go like this, and drop it off or something.
Yeah.
You had to sit there.
Take it like a man.
Oh my
right?
God.
So I used to be able to put 14 on.
14.
14.
Can you eat 14?
No. Actually, when I started there, I ate. You could get 3 all the way. You could get 3 hot wieners and 2 coffee milks, or 2 sodas.
A day?
Yeah, when I worked.
It's a hell of a
we'd
deal.
work from 9 o'clock until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Wednesdays through Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'd work like 3 nights. So the next day when I went to school, I'd be like this.
Yeah.
But hey.
Yeah.
Now, is that from being tired or from having 3 wieners?
Probably having 3 wieners.
Okay.
Yes.
Nothing better than some gaggers.
That didn't
2
help,
a.m.
right?
I went from that all the way to finally down to just eating the hot wiener itself, because it just got to the point where
Nothing?
Really?
Yeah.
You wieners plain?
I took no, because I'd done them for so long.
Yeah.
And ate them for so much.
Done them.
He was an addict.
He had to wean himself off.
Had to wean himself off. Yeah. And then it took me years to actually ever have another one all the way.
Oh, too much of a good thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh man, so many clips already in the first.
Nate
5
doesn't
minutes.
drink anymore.
This is
Dave
amazing.
doesn't wiener anymore.
You have to give up your vices, okay?
Yeah.
Sometimes
That's it.
to grow.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went from that to working. I actually worked at BJ's when it first opened up in Johnston.
Okay.
Worked in the tire department, and I cannot smell rubber anymore.
Really?
Yeah, when you go into a tire department, you can smell that
Yeah.
rubber.
Yeah.
I do not smell it.
I worked at a Sears Auto Tire Center.
Yeah. You know, like my wife or whoever I'm with will be like, "Man, this smell." I'm like, oh.
What smell?
You just get used to it. Yeah.
Interesting.
"Yep."
Cool.
And then I went into the military.
Logical progression.
Was that
You were holding grenades on your forearm and stuff.
There you go.
that was that right at 18?
No, that was right out of college.
Okay.
So I graduated with as a second lieutenant. So I went in as an officer.
Mm-hmm.
So you go from there, you go from college down to officer basic, which was down in Newport News, which was awesome,
Oh, nice.
and probably where I got that TD
Oh yeah.
down there too, because
Yeah.
we'd be at the officers club every night.
What did you what did you major in? What did you go to school for?
Actually, I started off at URI.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to be an engineer, so I started off as an electrical engineer, mechanical engineer. I went to that.
Yeah.
Then I went to a civil engineer.
Okay.
Then I left URI.
You said, I'm not going to be an engineer.
And we always had joked when we were studying for like calculus and physics and all that kind of stuff. We always joked that we could become business majors. So I transferred to Bryant.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And I was a business major. And then the first 2 years, I was an accounting major. And I just hated the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And I went to the advisor and I said, okay, because I had signed a contract with the military now to pay for my last 2 years. I got a scholarship. So I had to graduate in 4 years.
Yeah.
Right.
No choice.
So I went to the council and said, what can I do to graduate in 2 years?
Yeah.
And he said, finance. And I was like, okay.
There you go.
So I became a finance major. And I truly I truly liked it too. It was a lot of fun.
Nice. And then you went to the Army and became a major.
No, I didn't get to major.
Oh, okay. Well, I was making a joke, but no, you
okay.
brought it down. That's okay. You did quite well, though.
As you would Nick say to me, poor delivery.
Yeah,
That would be, you know, taking valor when I...
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
see
you're
what
an
I'm
honorable
saying?
fellow.
See what
You're
I'm
an
saying?
honorable guy. You always
Thank you
have
for your
been.
service, Dave. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely.
Tell us more about the military time.
The military time, we were... I
Didn't
was,
become major, I'll tell you that.
I was a transfer... I was a first lieutenant promotable.
That's
when
pretty
I
good.
left.
Yeah.
More than you can say.
It's true. Very
More
true.
than I could say as well.
Very
Which
true.
means I could have been a captain if I stayed in.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in transportation. So at first I was going, you could pick, like, you know, there's all different types within the Army. That's my major place was the Army. And everybody's quoted infantryman when you're in the Army. But you can pick. And I was thinking of finance, you know, and they said, yeah, what we do is we drop you in on the front lines and you pay the soldiers. And I was like, no. So I said, what else do we have? And I saw, you know, these, you know, big backhoes and long haul trucking and stuff like that. I said, I'll be transportation. I won't have to walk.
Yeah.
And I never walked.
Smart. You
Sounds
drove
like
the
a JT
big
move
rigs.
right there.
Drove the big rigs. I drove the
You're
big...
petrified to walk half a mile down the street to
Only
get
when it's hot
lunch.
out. I'll do it in a blizzard. Just don't have me do it in July.
Oh, then you didn't
yeah.
like where I was stationed.
No,
I was
where have you
stationed-
been, Dave? Tell us about that.
El Paso, Texas was where I was stationed.
Oh, thank
Sounds
you.
amazing.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's flat, everything. You know, I was lucky. I lived on post, and they put me up with the doctors in William Beaumont. And the doctors never had you salute or anything. They all, you know, were just very loose. But we were up on the Guadalupe Mountain where my house was,
Mm-hmm.
and you could see all of Fort Bliss, and then you could see Biggs Airfield Base.
Oh, nice.
And then you could see miles beyond because there were no trees. It was all flat. You could watch rain come across, and it was sunny out where you were.
That's cool.
Sounds
Yeah.
beautiful.
I did get to see, I think it was the Challenger. It landed at Biggs Airfield. one
Oh, that's
time.
cool.
Yeah, so we were up, you know, I was up my backyard, and it's up on the 747. And then the morning it left, I was in the barracks down at Bliss. And we're sitting there, and the sun's out, and then all of a sudden you hear this rumble, and the whole courtyard turns almost like black and we looked out the window and it was like 5 feet above our head was the 747. It was so heavy. Yeah, and everything went black.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
So how many years did you serve in the military?
3.
3? Nice. Very
Yep.
cool. And so what happened after that? Yeah, I know you got a background in rehabbing homes before you got into real estate, right? Is that kind of what you went into next? Or?
No. That actually came from I used to get shipped to my grandfather's on weekends because my mom would work.
Yeah.
And my grandfather was a carpenter.
Okay.
So I used to live.
Sounds familiar.
I used to live.
Except the whole shipping to your grandfather part. Yeah.
I used to live in the garage,
Yeah.
making things, doing stuff, watching
Nice.
him. And then during the summers when I was out of school, my grandmother shipped me with him onto jobs.
Okay.
So I would hand him all kinds of stuff. He'd say, "Yeah, give me a 3-penny nail," and I'd be like, "What's that?" You know,
Yeah.
But through osmosis, I guess I learned an awful lot.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So when I got out of the military, I bought my first house, and we redid the whole house. My grandfather at the time, unfortunately, had his first stroke, and he couldn't do anything. But my father and I, that's where I learned how to rehab houses pretty much because we went through the entire house. We took down all the walls because the house we bought was like this old guy smoked in it, and it was like brown walls.
Disgusting.
And they were supposed to be white.
Yeah.
So we took them down. That was all horsehair plaster with the lattice work behind it. Had to take all that stuff out. We didn't take ceilings out. My father came up with the idea where we just put ferrin strip up. And then we found that in a couple cases where they had put ceiling fans in, they didn't put them in the right way.
Okay.
The ceiling actually went up a couple of inches.
Oh, yeah. Too far.
So, and then we put new sheetrock. We sheetrocked everything. Put a new bathroom in there. I was working on a kitchen before we, just before we sold it. So, but that's the first one. And I was working as an auditor. I just kind of fell into it because back when I got out, which was 1992, 91, 92, it was really bad to try and find a job. And I had sent so many resumes out while I was in El Paso, knowing I was coming home, and I got rejection letter after rejection letter after rejection letter. But it had a little note in the corner. If you're the Dave Antonelli who used to work at BJ's, give me a call.
That's funny.
And it was a girl that her husband worked as security, or her boyfriend. It was her boyfriend at the time, worked as security, and I would walk by him all the time, and we'd go to parties at his house with her. She used to live with them.
Yeah.
And she happened to work for AHWD, which was the Rhode Island Risk Pool. So she said, "If this is you, give me a call when you come in." So I gave her a call, and she said, "Yeah, I got 2 different jobs here. I got auditing and I got programming." So I took the programming exam that they have, and I kind of passed it. And then she said, "Well, you can pick one or the other." So I said, "Well, I don't feel that good with the programming." So I said, "Let me go into the auditing." So I started auditing, and I did auditing there for 16 years.
Wow.
And we had just started out in 95. We had our first IT auditor there, and they were trying to expand it. And I was the first one to stand up and say, "Yeah, I'll do that."
Yeah.
And I helped out the guy who was, ramping that up. And from 95 until 2006, until about 2005, I worked there as IT audit. And then 2006, I went to the Auditor General.
Nice.
And then in 2009, I became the IT audit manager for the state, for the Auditor General.
Fantastic.
Very
And I got to audit all the systems. And
Sounds fun.
And I spent like 15 years there, and with the same findings because it's the state, and then decided, just prior to that, I got my license and everything, and then I just decided to come real estate full time.
Yeah. I remember that. So when did you get the license, and when did you go full time? So how many years were you part time before you went full time, Dave?
Roughly about 5-6 years I was part time because they always say it takes you about 5 years to ramp up.
Sure.
So when I started getting that, and then the problem became, how do I continue to build up my business of real estate and still be able to do what I needed to do for the state. And I just couldn't, personally, I couldn't just say, okay, I can get a little less on the state.
Yep.
So I just decided to make the jump because I loved real estate. You know, and after doing like 30 years of auditing, it's like, yeah, it kind of wears on you.
I can imagine. So when did you
Now
go
I
full-time
help
again?
people.
I remember it, but what year was that you went full time?
It was just before we went to full team because I was
That was like what 20?
I was into
21?
22, so probably 21, 22.
21, 22, yeah.
Nice. So
And how's full-time working for you?
Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
I would agree.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. And I've always said to people, too, even when I was leaving the state, I said, well, it's the type of job I can work until I'm like 85 because I love it. And why not? All I have
Absolutely.
to do is open up a door, walk around, show you the house.
yeah,
You like it? Okay, let's talk.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So what was that jump like? Like going, I mean, it's one thing I know a lot of agents struggle with is going from part-time to full-time and when to rip that cord. But, you know, we've very rarely ever seen somebody truly excel in a part-time role. So what was that transition like and what were the immediate impacts of ripping that Band-Aid off and going full-time?
Well, I didn't think it was that bad of a transition because I had been doing roughly, 7 to 8, transactions a year. And it was what the biggest transition was just getting into more of a rhythm of doing just all real estate. Okay. And it does take a lot of time to get yourself into that rhythm because then you have those ebbs and flows and you don't want those. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
but that was the biggest transition for me. But wanting to jump and do it, I just went straight headlong into it. So it's like anything when I do something, it's like I learned, I had 5 years of learning it
Yep.
pretty much, and I knew I was ready.
Yep.
So now it's just a matter of just, putting my head down and making sure it happens.
Absolutely.
I'd imagine your discipline probably helped with that transition because you always get up at 4 or 5 in the morning and get right into your database and start working in there.
Yeah, that helped, and the audit background helped with all the paperwork because thing is having to know all the paperwork and then having an IT systems background. Anything, those type of things were secondary for me to learn. It was like whenever I would do anything IT related, we'd put in a new system, just like when we put new systems in here. I know you have classes and everything, but my big thing is just bang it around myself because that's the only way I'm going to learn it. So I just kind of go in, bang it around, and see how it works. And then from there, then I might take a class and say, okay, now I get some better insights.
Now I have questions.
Exactly.
That's great.
Bang it around.
And you've consistently gone 20 plus deals a year since then or so? Kind of
Pretty much, yep.
What's the
Yeah.
secret to Dave A's success? Being, that's certainly upper echelon for top percentage of agents in the state. Most aren't doing that kind of volume. So what do you kind of accredit that to?
I think some of the systems that we have here has helped. That's one thing. And the other thing is just being consistent at it. You just got to continue to, it's my job. It's like, I do see when I kind of back off and,
Decide to rehab a home.
Exactly. So it did slow down a little bit, but I'm ramping it all back up again.
Yep.
So, the first part of this year was a little bit on the slow side for me. I've only had 2 or 3 transactions, but I'm looking at blasting right on through even during the winter now next year. So, so it's just a matter of staying on it. If you don't stay on it and like I did slow down, then you got to try and get your it's
The momentum back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta really
It's that hamster wheel, It's like people prospect, get busy, they stop prospecting, and then they're slow. And then what do I happen? Like you stop doing all the things that made you busy, and you got to find a way to time block and do that stuff every single day.
and it's starting to ramp up for me. I got a couple more. I got more referrals recently and so forth. I actually had one of the guys that I audited. He's sending me sending me his son.
Yeah. That's funny.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, like JT, with that extensive contracting background, it's got to be an advantage for you when when helping out clients out in the field. So,
Yeah.
what do you think that
Jackson.
provides you versus other agents? Like, what unique advantages does a client have when working with Dave Antonelli?
Well, that's one of the first things like when we sit down and we have that, first one-to-one meeting, to explain the process and so forth. It's one of the things that I kind of put forth as some of the value you get with me.
Mm-hmm.
As I tell you, I say, yeah, I've rehabbed homes. I know how to look at a home that has been flipped.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you before we decide on, if you really fall in love with it, I can at least point out where I think some of the mistakes were made.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you don't fall in love with it, I can tell you before you possibly have an inspection. Well, when you take a cape and you take a wall out between the kitchen and the dining room,
Mm-hmm.
if it's a flat ceiling, it's not going to stay up.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And people don't like, that beam coming down. I mean, even in the cape that I have now,
Mm-hmm.
my wife doesn't like it too much, but I said, well, that's what's holding the second floor up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's either that or an LVL or some type of beam, right? Obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, we just did that in the other house we have. It's oversized raised ranch,
Mhm.
and you have the kitchen and dining room, and then you have the living room. We took the center wall out. We had the engineer come in, and we had to put in a 19-foot, 18-inch LVLs
Wow.
in there. So that was a torture.
What'd that run you?
Yeah.
Well, actually, it only ran me $650 to buy the two LVLs,
That's
and then
not
the
bad.
rest was myself, my son, and my son.
You jacked it up.
Wow.
Yep. You guys, I went.
Oh, and it cost another $250 for a jack that we bought on
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace to lift
Nice.
it.
That's crazy. So, what do you think most buyers miss when they're out there looking at homes? Like, what are the common things that you see them overlook?
Well, it's like I tell them even when we first meet. I said, because I have that background, you're going to be looking at, you're going to see colors and so forth. Overlook that kind of stuff. And they're looking at, well, does my furniture fit in here? Is it something that's functional for me? And I tell them, I go, I'm looking at a lot of the other things as we're walking up. I'm looking at the roof. I'm looking at the chimney to see if that's set up the right way. If the chimney needs some repointing, if the roof is like a three-tab roof, I kind of point that out to them as we're walking up, and I know they're not looking at that. And I say, okay, a three-tab, those they don't even make anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So a three-tab roof, you're looking at if it's probably already 15 to 20 years in, and they were roughly anywhere 25, maybe 30 years tops. So if you got the architectural, you can have upwards to 50 years, depending on the type of architectural that you have. So first thing I'll point out is to say we may need a roof.
Absolutely.
And then they come in and they start looking around, and then I'll be down in the basement mostly. I'll look at the sill plate. I'll have my flashlight out, just like an inspector, and going up there and seeing if there's anything that I can see. And then I'll look at the hot water heater, the heating system. If it's oil, I'll look at that oil tank too, because 9 times out of 10 it's an original, and if it's from 1950, it's in serious trouble. So it's the big stuff that I look at for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can see if the house fits
Mm-hmm.
what they need.
Sure.
And I'll point those things out to them. And when we go through multiple houses, what I find is my clients start pointing the stuff out to me,
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
I looked at.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And
Absolutely.
I go, hey, that's good. You're correct on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I always tell them, I say, I'm going to do this. I'm still a registered contractor, but you're always going to have an inspection
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not crawling in the attic. And if it's a crawl space, I'm not getting underneath it and crawling there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm through that.
JT does that for his clients.
Yeah.
Always.
No.
One of my first
Yeah,
clients,
right.
one of my first clients, we were up over here off of Love Lane,
Mhm.
and they had built a nice colonial, right?
Yeah.
And the first clients, they were German, so they were taller than me. So I was the little short Italian guy. And I used to make jokes with that, right? And we had this house up here off of Love Lane, and they made, it wasn't a crawl space. It was like a 4-foot crawl space.
Okay.
So, and whoever owned it made it was almost like the Great Escape. They made this little cart that went,
Oh, really?
yeah, and you went in the garage and you went down this 4 4 or 5 stairs, and it was under there, right?
Yeah.
And they go, "Oh, Dave, you can go down there." It's like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah. That's too funny.
Now, that's when you're working with buyers. What mistakes do you think sellers make when they go and start renovating things before selling?
I think they think some of the things that they need to do. Like I have 2 clients right now. I have one up in Cumberland. He's asked me already, "Dave, what should I do?" And I said, he was thinking of doing the kitchen over. And I said, doing the kitchen over is going to cost you a lot of money, especially now with the way prices have gone. I said, you picked the wrong colors. You picked the wrong countertop. We're eliminating a bunch of people, and you've spent a ton of money. And the return on investment isn't that big. So some of the research I've done, having been in real estate for a while now, like I tell them, I say, do the floors over. Okay, the floors, that's the first thing people look at when they walk in. If they pop, it makes the rest of the tour that much better for them. They can oversee certain things, and if they want to redo a kitchen, they can do it the way they feel.
Yep.
Okay, so if you pick dark cabinets and everybody wants light cabinets, you've just spent a ton of money. I mean, paint, floors, and you're pretty much set. Clean it up, make it so that it flows. I always tell people, take a lot of stuff out so people can see it flow through. The other thing I try to tell people, too, is I've sold a couple of houses where there's nothing in the house. They've gone through, they've painted it, it looks nice. But when it's empty, there's a lot of people who can't see what different
Can't visualize.
rooms are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had one in Middletown like that, and it had kitchen, dining room, and then another, like living room and a bedroom. And between that dining room and the living room, people weren't sure, well, could I put my TV here? Could I put my TV here? Where do I put the dining room?
Everyone's worried about the TV, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Need a good spot.
I was showing one recently, not that big of a house, and he was like, "I want to put an 80-inch TV over that fireplace." I'm
Yeah.
like, "That's disgusting."
He said that.
It's like a sports bar.
I thought it. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem very tasteful.
No, low gaudy.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just have a TV that fits the space that
Right.
you're in my opinion. That's my opinion.
I agree with
and then,
that. Yeah.
And then I went to
agree.
one. I went to one the other day, and the poor woman, she's looking at it. It's got light everywhere, right? It's got a slider. It's got 3 windows over here, and it's got 2 windows over here. And she, and that's like her living room. And she's like, "Well, where do I put my TV?" And I said, "Well, you're going to end up probably having to lose a window."
Yeah.
And I said, "You can put the bracket and make it so that it moves around."
Yeah.
I said, "But that's about the best you can do."
Should you do some Mythbusters?
One thing homeowners should target, update, stay on top of before it becomes an issue. What's the number one thing in the home they should be looking at to make sure it doesn't bite them in the ass?
Good question.
For a sale, or
For anything. I own my home. I've been in my home since 2014. Built in 1990. What's the one thing I need to make sure I don't let slip?
I would say the roof.
The roof?
Yeah, the roof and your gutters,
Okay.
downspouts.
Yeah.
Because when we have rain, water's a killer.
Yep.
Okay, and I tell a lot of people too. Whenever I go see houses with buyers, it's raining. No, I like going to see a house when it's raining, especially when it's pouring.
Absolutely.
I know exactly where all the water's going.
Best day for an inspection, too. Well, before we get off of that, I mean, if you're looking to redo your roof, keep in mind one of our fantastic partners, AEM Roofing.
There you go.
Shout out AEM.
Shameless plug right there. Dave, I couldn't agree more. If the roof's leaking and water comes in, then it's just going to trickle all the way down, and you're going to have all sorts of issues.
You're gonna
That's
have
what water
issues.
does. Yeah.
Yep. So
What else?
water.
Though? What else?
I would say the heating system. The heating system is the
Yeah.
next biggest thing. The heating air conditioning system. Okay.
So,
That's
Dave,
awesome.
Yes.
what's the craziest thing you've ever seen at a home inspection?
Craziest thing in a home inspection, or just in a home in general?
Home in general.
Home in general. Jan and I, my wife, she and I, before I got my license, we were looking at houses to flip, and we went to one that was up near URI, and we went down into the basement. Now, this house was, Jan, having been an administrator and a teacher, was like a kid lived in this house. She just couldn't believe it. So we go down in the basement. They had left the bulkhead open for whatever reasons, and there was all these feral cats, and the heating system, the ductwork, had white hanging mold. It was hanging. We were like, we're out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, all set.
What's the craziest thing you've seen in an inspection, John? That's a good question.
Toots his own horn immediately.
No,
I asked a great
I'm trying
question.
to think of like wild stories or weird things found, but probably just concerning, I guess, was it was same thing. It was someone looking to do their first flip. They did not waive the inspection, thank God. Paul Brunetti, great home inspector, went into the basement with the stick that he would probe everything with.
Yeah.
And he was jab, crunch, straight through the main beam. So his probe went straight through the main beam.
Some wood destroying insects
like a
there?
slice of bread. Yep.
Does not bode well.
Yeah, I've had some nasty termite ones for sure. But I definitely think the grossest one I've ever seen was a home in Connecticut, one of my first years in the business. It was a crawl space, like 4 feet high or whatever. And we showed the house. We didn't go down in the crawl space or whatever. Obviously, I'm not crawling. We're not crawling down there. But
I do.
Yeah, certain ones you don't. So this was one of those that you don't. And this was like an old beach cottage or whatever. And so Paul gets down there very quickly, didn't go all the way in, but the waistline had a crack in it. And the basement was full of sewage, just raw sewage that was leaking into the basement. And it was like, I don't even know how much. There was a couple feet of sewage in the basement.
Did they not smell it
I don't know.
anywhere else?
I
Like,
mean, I
that's
don't know how they
crazy.
didn't or what they were doing. I didn't smell it at the showing, but it was like, this is just full of shit. And yeah.
Maybe they worked at a sewage plant, similar to how we both worked at a tire shop, and we lost our sense of smell for
Maybe.
rubber.
There you
Potentially.
go.
They didn't smell all the raw.
All right, quick Mythbusters. Finished basement, worth it or not?
Depends on the house in the neighborhood.
Okay.
Damn. Smart answer.
Why?
It's true.
What's your answer, John?
It's true.
Bring some energy, will you?
Inspiring. You're going to inspire confidence in him, I
Should we
promise.
fix that light, by the way?
I mean, it is what it is.
Okay.
It is bothering.
I think it's beneficial to have, but I don't think it's worth the investment to do just to sell.
So exactly where I was going. Don't do it just to sell. If you're going to finish your basement, your kids are going to enjoy it for a handful of years before you sell the property, go for it. But finished living area in the basement does not hold the same weight as finished living area above grade. So,
Correct.
Yeah. All right.
Good
Next
answer,
one.
John.
DIY flip jobs. Immediate red flag or it depends?
It depends.
Yeah.
It's really, there's people out there that kind of know what they're doing, but
Like Dave
I'd say
Antonelli.
I was gonna say
I'd
he's one
say
of those people.
7 out of,
Yeah.
I'd say 7 out of 10 probably don't know though.
Okay.
Yeah, I got like I had the rehab we're doing now. I had the electrician come in, let him handle that. When I had, and sometimes too, based on zoning and rules when houses are built, certain things were okay. So I ended up spending close to 10 grand on plumbing in the house that I got right now because it had that black ABS type, sewer, sewer pipes. And the guy came in and he said, Dave, he goes, you're going to call me year after year because the house was built in the middle 80s and that's when they cheaped out on everything. And he goes, you're going to call me every time you get a crack.
Yep.
You want me to replace it all? I was like, yeah, get it done. Walls are open. Let's do it.
Now's the time.
Yeah. And then they used the wrong type of copper. They use the heating copper. There's 2 different types of copper. There's the red and there's the blue. The blue is a little thicker, holds more pressure, which is what you're going to get with, your water from the city. And they had all the red copper, so we had to take all the copper out.
Scrap it.
Fun. He took it and brought the price down a bit. But
Okay.
yeah, and now I got PECs everywhere.
All right.
Cool. Open concept. Overrated or worth it?
There's actually a trend coming back to where people want that dining room. So it's all based on trend as it's moving forward. So like we have a lot of things that are coming back. There's recently read, watching all the British shows that are on TV. A lot of
BBC. You're a big BBC fan?
yeah, I like that. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So they're watching a lot of those things, like like Mr. Suffrage and stuff like that, right? So with that,
Never heard of that.
oh, you should watch
No
it. It's
clue.
about a department store in like the 20s and 30s out in England, which is really cool.
Mr. what?
Mr. Suffrage.
Mr.
For suffrage. Okay.
Yeah. And what's coming back is like all that dining ware and so forth. I mean, you can go to an antique store now and that stuff doesn't sell for anything. But there's a younger group of people that it's called the grandma look.
Yeah.
And they're wanting to go back to that. And part of that
I think
is
I'm part of that.
and part of it is
I go paper
Shocking.
I feel called out.
yeah, but part of it is they don't care about the open concept.
Yeah.
Okay, because they want that formal dining room area.
I think COVID kind of killed it too. The open concept, everyone's at home, working from home.
Yeah, you
school
want
from
your
home.
space.
Give me some space, goddammit.
Yeah, I don't want to
wanna
see
do
you
your
from the
shit.
kitchen or
Yeah,
from wherever I'm
exactly,
working. Yeah,
but-
all set.
And then if you do that, you don't have to put beams in. Trust me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely. All right, gray floors officially dead or still kicking?
Down near the coast, maybe they're good because you get that washed out look. But I think that a lot of gray is on the outside.
Yeah.
It's a little too cool. A lot of stuff is coming back. Is a lot of warmth. And I'm just ordering right now walnut cabinets for my kitchen.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna go with a nice, granite countertop, but like a white-ish in a sense. So it'll make it pop nicely.
That's nice.
I'm proud of you
put,
for
we put maple floors in too, so that's all
Ooh.
pretty light.
very
so,
nice.
Yeah.
Proud of
Nice.
you for ordering those cabinets and not building them. By the way,
Yeah.
that would have taken them out for another
He had
3
to
months.
resist.
Let's get back to selling
Yeah.
some real estate, Dave. Here we go. All right, Dave, you said your superpower is basically just being yourself, and people enjoy working with you because of that. It's actually, something I think we should dive into. So how do you feel you bring your authenticity to the table each and every day?
And talk right into the mic, please. Thank you. You have a unique habit of talking just to the side of the mic.
Okay.
It's okay. No, it's good. You're good.
All right.
Thank you.
I don't make out with the mic.
Nate usually says swallow the mic.
Yeah.
I think that was that you that said that?
Oh,
Or
it was Jay
Jay?
that said that.
Yeah.
It's
All
fine. I'm
right.
not going to
So,
correct him.
I will try.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, just be. I don't know what it is. It was a while ago when I was in college and just before I went to the military. I worked for my father at it was called Orange Handling, which was lift trucks, and he had a whole bunch of gruff, mechanics and stuff in his shop and so forth. And I came in and started working with them, and they all liked me and all working and stuff. And I remember my father coming home and talking to my mother, go, "People just like this kid," and it's just me. I listen to people, although Jan will tell you every once in a while I over-conversate, because let people talk, Dave.
You just got a lot of fatherly sage-like wisdom
As I'm
to
getting
impart.
older, now,
Yeah.
But
It's part of your
it's
charm.
it's just a matter of coming in and just being yourself, and if you're yourself, people see that and they trust you, and that's why they like you. And if you're not a good person, they're gonna know. It's that simple.
Love it. What do you think clients really want from an agent right now?
Well, it depends on the type of people that you go with. The first-time home buyers, they really want to know or want somebody to be there to understand as they're going through this process, because you can see it. They're very scared. It's a big purchase, okay? And one of the things like we do is we do a sit down with them. We got our book and everything, and we go through it. This is the process. This is how we do it. And one of the things I do at the very end is I tell them, don't worry about it. You don't have to know all this. That's why you have me. And I'm going to repeat this stuff numerous times when we go out to look at houses, when we're getting ready to put an offer in, and so forth. So that's part of what I bring to them.
Puts them at ease right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be there for you, Other people, as it really depends. Like now I have a client. She is in her 80s. She lost her husband. She has a big house. She wants to downsize, okay? So we're looking at houses to downsize for. Right after this afternoon, I'm going in to see an inspection. We're doing a pre-inspection. Because she asked me straight out, Dave, what do I do to get the house ready? I said, we went around and I said, you could do this, you could do that. I said, why don't we get this inspection, okay? Instead of shooting here, there, and everywhere, we'll get the inspection. We'll look at it. We'll say, okay, what is it that you want to do? What can you do? What can we have someone come in and do? How much is it going to cost? Then we have at least a plan. So that type of person, they want you to come in and have a plan for them, okay? And that's part of what I'm helping her with at this point. And then there's people that are like, I get people every once in a while, it's like, I'll call you when I'm ready, right? And out of the blue, I get a call.
I'm
We're
ready.
going to look at a house. And they go, this is the one. And I'm like, okay. And my job is easy in those cases. But, I kind of just step back and know that I need to step back at that point. Yeah. And I don't have to go crazy and, not crazy, but I don't have to explain an awful lot to them. I just give them, key points that they may have missed, and they appreciate that.
Love that. So what advice would you give to a brand new agent who's looking to find a way to build trust? And what would you tell somebody brand new, starts this morning? How do they build that authenticity that you have?
They come in here or are they going somewhere else?
Here.
Well, first off, you go through our boot camp.
Yeah.
Okay? That builds your knowledge base. And that's the biggest thing, is to try and build your knowledge base first and understand what it is you're doing and how you're doing it. And then that easily goes forward to the client.
Absolutely.
And then, be, have fun with it. I mean, it's not all that serious. Like when I go out with people, we have fun. All right. And most of
We
the
sure do, TD.
So he's not doing that at every showing.
No, but if you contact any of my prior clients, a lot of them will tell you that, like they're like my friends now because we've gone through that. And I think for a new agent, treat it that way. Like maybe for me, like you said, I got a lot of fatherly things.
Yeah.
Because I'm older. I treat, like especially first-time home buyers, I look at them as like my kids, because my kids, I help them buy houses.
Right.
And, I don't want to see them get, behind the 8 ball on a house. So I help them, and then I tell them, if you ever need me, give me a call.
Yeah.
And I just got today, what was it, a month ago, Chloe just sent me a text to the backyard, and they're putting in gardens and waiting
nice.
for the chicken coop and everything. I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
hey, that's great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So I'll probably stop by there and see what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So less transactional in nature and more just forming those relationships, those close relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's more or less that, and then you get stuff like, you help somebody buy a house. I got a call the other day, and he goes, Dave, you're looking for another client. I said, oh, of course. He goes, okay, I'm going to send you my son. I'm like, okay.
Great.
Fantastic. Love that.
And that's so important because this is a stressful process for people. And having someone that can just kind of give you a sigh of relief, relate, make it enjoyable. That's what it's all about. And that's where the referrals come from.
Yep.
So, Dave, let's take a look at the market through Dave's eyes. What are you seeing right now in Rhode Island and Connecticut that consumers may not realize?
I'm starting to see prices somewhat level. Just like we say, if it's a diamond or a dud. If it's a diamond, we're still seeing a ton of people going after that house. But if it's kind of in the middle, we're seeing the houses stay on the market a little bit longer. There are opportunities maybe to get something. I just recently got one for a woman. We've put in 4 offers. This one here fell off the market. It was under contract, fell off the market. And I said, this might be an opportunity. Let's go take a look at it. And it fell off the market because they couldn't get the financing. Okay, a lot of people look at that and say, what's wrong with the house? I don't want to go see it.
Yep.
And this is one of the houses, of all the houses we put offers in, on top of it, she said, this is basically the best one for me.
That's great.
So it's worked out.
Happens.
We just went through the inspection, and what do I got? I got a little bit of debris in the yard. We're going to ask to get rid of it because she's single. The toilet's loose.
Yeah, not major.
Tighten it up.
Yeah.
That's about it. And there was a screen missing. Ooh.
Yeah. Simple stuff. Simple
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely.
Cool. Let's move over to the community. I know you do a lot with the community, Dave. Certainly one of our core values is making a difference locally, and you certainly abide by that. So can you talk more about this die-cast toy show? Want to hear more about this?
This is pretty cool.
Me more.
Well, so we started this. We're called the Lincoln Johnny Lightning Race Club. Okay,
It's awesome.
which is kind of cool
So
because
wholesome.
out in Lincoln, Jeremy Morin, who's the president of the club, he started it in his basement, I believe, back in 2006, 2007,
Okay.
with his friends. Just a Hot Wheel track and running cars down the track.
Yeah.
Did you say his name was Johnny Lincoln?
Lincoln Johnny Lightning Racing.
No,
Because
but
Johnny
what's-
Lightning is a
Who's the gentleman? What's his name who started it?
Jeremy Morin.
Jeremy Morin. Okay,
And it
so
takes
not
place
Johnny,
in
not Johnny Lincoln.
It's in Lincoln.
Johnny Lincoln is the fakest name ever. Pleased to meet you, Johnny Lincoln.
Yep.
All right. Sorry, go on.
So he started that, and then we invited him because myself and my friends, we had something in my backyard in 2007, 2009, and I think 2010. We had what was called Johnny Jam because it was Johnny Lightning and it was a jam.
Yeah.
And we had people come from Florida, Pennsylvania,
Get outta
so
here.
forth.
For
Set
Johnny
up-
Jam.
For Johnny Jam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
I heard
this
Kid-
was back when you
Don't
had
discount Johnny Jam.
No, I heard
No,
Limp
this
Bizkit
was-
played that year.
Yeah, this was back when you had AOL and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
where you had like I
Message
forget what
boards.
they
Yeah,
message boards
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And everybody had their own handle and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
What was your handle?
mine was just Dave Anto 364. Boom.
Dave Anto.
That's it. But we had my buddy that's out in Cape. He's EC Chopper,
Okay.
East Coast Choppers.
Yeah.
So he does motorcycles and all that kind of stuff. But he collects small little die cast. So he came out. That's Rob, and I call him Bobby all the time.
Yeah.
And he's like that crusty motorcycle guy too. I go, "Hey, Bobby." He always looks at me like,
Don't call me Bobby. Yeah.
yeah. So they all came out. We had all kinds of. We had probably 20 people out in my backyard with tables, trading cars, selling cars, showing off cars, and then I got to show off my whole basement. Back then was full.
Yeah.
So I got to show off my whole basement. And then we had goodie bags and stuff for people. And Jan made food, of course, because she has to do that. People are coming. I got to make food.
She's the best. She's the best. Love Jan.
And we had the pool. So anybody who had kids, so they put the kids in the pool and so forth. So that ran about 3 years. And that kind of fizzled out. And I started going up because Jeremy started running the races every month. Every second Sunday of the month, he'd run them up at the YMCA in Lincoln in the little red barn out there.
Yeah.
So I started going up there just to race and be with them. And we decided, let's bring Johnny Jam back, but let's not call it that because we didn't want to upset people who helped me put it together. And we called it Diecast Jam.
Nice.
So this way here, what we get now is we ran into trouble with some of the manufacturers because they said, "Oh, well, you're Lincoln Johnny Lightning, so Johnny Lightning, we're not going to give you." We asked for product, and now we called it Diecast Jam because it's no, it's all die-cast. Okay, so we'll get product from the various manufacturers. We have every year we have Johnny Lightning sends us something. Okay,
Like Santa Claus.
yeah, they send us. Actually, what they do is they send us a full, what's called a master case.
Okay.
Okay, and we auction those off and we raffle those off.
Are you the auctioneer too, you said?
I'm the auctioneer. Yeah,
I want to hit a
Wow.
Dave A auctioneer.
Going once, going twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you give
one
us
of
a little
those.
sample?
I just go on about, here we go. We're going to sell this right here. Okay, this is Slocum Home Team mug. It was custom made by if somebody made it. Sometimes I make customs myself. I go, I made this myself, and we'll put on I'll make customs up with decals and so forth, and I'll put the two charities we have, A Wish Come True, which is out of Coventry, and we have we had the Wounded Warrior at one point, but we have Operation Stand Down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we went to Operation Stand Down because Wounded Warrior, when I made the decals on the car, they called us up after 2 years of giving them $500 to $1,000 and said, you didn't ask us to use our logo.
Wow.
So I was like, okay. I told Jeremy, I said, Jeremy, find somebody else. I don't know these guys. And we happened to find, in Rhode Island, there is one, Operation Standout.
Yeah.
So I would just sit there and go, okay, I got $5. We got 5, 10, and then when I start getting 2 people, and if I know them too, I'll be like
$2 million.
I'll be like, and then we decided we were going to start pulling people from online. So now you don't have to come to the show. We have people from online that also bid. So I have somebody, they put me on Facebook Live now.
Nice.
And I put the car up there and we zoom in on it and I turn it around and I tell them a bunch of stuff about it. But we have one designer from Johnny Lightning. He was with them for years. He worked for Johnny Lightning and about 3 or 4 other die-cast manufacturers. Mm-hmm. He has so much stuff. He donates it to us, and it's all pre-production type stuff.
Okay.
He gives us a certificate of authenticity.
Yeah.
He calls me before the auction and tells me all about it. A few times I've had him on the phone with me at the same time. So there was one year we had 3 what were called Fox Body Mustangs, 164. They're only this big, right? One was a 1 of 1, the other one was a 1 of 3, and the other one was a 1 of 5. And there was a guy out in Pennsylvania who's a big Mustang Fox Body collector. I got $1,500 for those 3.
Wow.
Damn.
Not bad at
No, that
all.
all goes to charity?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. So we've donated anywhere between $500 and $1,000 to both of those charities every single year.
That's
great.
awesome.
Good for
Awesome.
you guys.
Love it.
Fantastic stuff.
Very cool.
So, Dave, you love learning
Yeah.
and creating. You mentioned outside real estate. You love learning and creating. What are you obsessed with learning right now?
Well, there's numerous things in the queue I haven't had time to.
Okay.
So
What's your
there
next? What's next?
What's next?
Do you like the novelty of learning new things? That's kind of how I am. Like I like to jump from thing to thing, and I'm always trying to stay curious and
Stay
learn.
focused, Nate. Stay
I
focused.
know, yeah, it's tough for
Yeah,
me
but
sometimes.
I'm the same way as Nate. It's the kind of thing. Okay, so this is what I got in the queue. I got to finish the house. That's the first thing. So I'm trying to really concentrate on that. Get the real estate back up and running too, which is I'm doing. And then I still have that further on down the road kind of thing where I'm thinking of stuff. So I am fortunate enough to have taught my son the same kind of skill, I guess. So he's going into sewing.
Cool.
Okay. He's bought some high-end machines. He's actually made his own pair of jeans. He's bought raw jean out of California from a company that closed.
Wow.
And he's also got canvas. And he keeps saying that he wants to get me and his uncle Steve to be slave labor for him. And I look into it because when I was younger, there was always a lot of different things I wanted to try to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to try needlepoint at one point. I tried a little bit. I wanted to try how to, I learned how to sew. I did want to learn on a machine. So there's a lot of different things. So there's that avenue. And I have all these, machines that my son bought, so I can actually do it. The other avenue is with the new house. I got this old basketball court that sits way out in the backyard. And I want to put a greenhouse up on there.
Cool.
Okay.
So that's another thing.
What are you going to grow?
I used to grow this. This is the first year because of everything that's going on. Yeah, right.
You're like a couple of schoolgirls over there.
So this is the first year I haven't grown
Girls are more mature.
I haven't grown my tomatoes, my peppers, all my flowers from seed. Usually I start those right around February. I got lamps down in the basement and so forth. It looks like I'm growing pot, and I've been doing it since 1999, I think.
It's a good cover.
Yeah.
Tomatoes, peppers. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
No, when I first started to do it, because the thing is, it's down in the it's usually down in the basement. You see the little small windows all lit up. And you need 12 to 15 hours on these things. So I got them on timers, and they come on at 4 o'clock in the morning, go off at 10 o'clock. And I'm sure people go by and go, why is that cellar glowing?
You got some mini splits down there too?
No, I don't have many.
4
splits.
200 amp panels.
Yeah, not that. No.
I once me and my best friend, his grandmother used to grow stuff down in her basement, and we once called and pretended to be the electric company and said that based off the electrical output of her basement, we thought that there was maybe a meth laboratory. She was like, "What?" I miss Alice. She's a sweetheart. She handled it really well.
I can tell you, I've walked into houses where I can tell that they do have.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Everyone condemned
when they
by
have
the
plugs,
US
when they
Justice,
have when they have plugs that are like 3/4 of the way up on
Right.
the wall, all the way around. Yeah, that's where
It's a serious operation there. Yeah.
4 panels in a 1,500 square foot house.
Yeah, and it was one that I saw. Even the back door to the bulkhead said, "Do not ever open this door."
Yeah. Like, God, what will happen? Jeez.
Cool. All right, let's jump into some wild card hypotheticals here. So, would you rather have to disclose every DIY project you've ever done on your own house for the whole world to see, or let JT inspect your house with a flashlight and a microphone?
I'd let JT inspect my house with
Wow,
flashlight.
what are some of these projects he's done? All right, would you rather only be able to communicate with clients through contractor jargon or real estate acronyms forever?
Oof.
Both are terrible.
Yep.
Real estate.
Acronyms? Wow.
Acronyms, yeah.
I have to go contractor jargon, I think, on that one. This is a good one that I think should be pretty easy, actually, so it's probably not a good one. Would you rather buy the ugliest house on the best street in the nicest neighborhood or the nicest house on the worst street?
The first one, the ugliest
course,
house, because
yeah.
I take care of it. You know,
They'll renovate
it makes
it.
all, and it's going to be the cheapest house too.
Would you rather be stuck in a 4-hour inspection with no phone or a 4-hour closing delay with a furious buyer and seller?
The inspection,
Yeah, I
no
would
phone.
agree.
Really?
Sounds
Yeah.
kind of
I've
peaceful.
seen you in your phone, though. I mean, you
Oh, that's
are
true.
attached to that phone.
What are you doing on
but,
your phone? TikTok? What are you doing?
No.
What?
I got a now I'm into I used to do Pokemon Go everywhere. Okay.
Yes.
Which I really enjoy, but now I kind of I've caught like everything.
He's a master.
I'm learning so much about Dave today. I had no
this
idea.
is great.
Yeah. So now I'm into I have this it's called F1 Clash.
Oh, okay.
Formula
cool.
One where
Yeah.
you
Little racing game?
Yeah, a little racing game where you're the manager of the team and so forth. And
Nice.
because there is an Antonelli in Formula One now. So
Oh, okay.
and
cool.
I do say he is a distant nephew.
Is that true, or you just say that?
Yeah, all Antonellis are
Okay,
really-
sure. Sure. Yeah.
I've been
Checks
bonding
out.
over a game with Lucy, and her iPad broke last night, and she lost access to the game. I'm on like support with the company trying to get
Really?
it restored and everything. It's called Designer City,
Ooh.
so it's about building a city and maintaining like proper.
That's like the Sims. Yeah, the Sims games. My daughter
essentially.
used to do
Yeah,
those.
it's fantastic.
Sims are
So
fun,
we've
yeah.
got some good cities going right now. Yeah, so it's good stuff.
I used to
Solid.
play this one
Solid.
with my sons on. I think it was on Nintendo. It was called Curo Q, which was kind of cool. They were
Oh.
like the little squished cars and stuff. Like
Yeah.
all different cars and stuff, and you go through cities, and it's almost like a Sims, but you're building like garages. and
Those are
stuff.
fun.
It's
Yeah,
kinda
the
cool.
simulation games are cool. Yep.
Yeah.
If you want to see my city later, just let me know.
I can't wait. I'm dying to check it out.
Lucky you.
All right, closing lightning round. Dave Antonelli, quick answers. One book every real estate agent should read.
What to say?
Exactly what to say?
Exactly
Love it.
what to say. Love that book. Yeah.
What's the most underrated skill in real estate?
Underrated skill and really, and it's got to be quick, huh?
Yeah,
Quick,
One
quick.
quick
Go,
answer.
go.
You're already over time.
Understanding the house.
You
Oh,
understand? Nice. Okay.
Okay, solid.
What's your biggest real estate pet peeve?
Biggest real estate pet peeve has to be probably when there's no agent there. They sell the house. They want to tell me that I sell the house. I don't know the house. I'm going to see the house with my client.
I think we should put him in one of our prior guests at the two heads of the table. Very controversial topic.
Two different outlooks there.
Well, no,
Anywho.
you go to Connecticut, they just go, here you go, here's
Oh,
the
I
code,
know.
and go in. It's like I've had deals in Connecticut. I've never met the agent.
Oh, I know. Controversial topic.
Yeah.
What's
yeah.
the best advice you've ever received?
And I think I know the guy. You
Best
had-
advice, Dave.
Best advice I've ever received, probably from my aunt, my late uncle. You can do anything you put your mind to.
Solid.
That's a wrap on episode 37, boys. Want to give us a rating?
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, Dave's my buddy, so I'm a little biased. That was like
My boy.
It was like a 9.8 for me.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a high score out of
Oh,
eight.
so that's a high score. It's a high score. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 8-4. I think Dave was a fantastic guest, but I don't know
here
if
we
John
go.
was in the right mindset.
Here we go.
John goes, here we go. Here we go.
I'll go 9-2. I thought that was
Yeah.
a great episode.
Ooh,
Dave was a
solid.
great guest. Thanks for being here, Dave.
Thank you.
David, how did you feel about it? Were you good? Would you come back on again?
Oh, I'd come back on again.
Hell yeah.
come
We'd
on.
gladly have
yeah.
you.
Shooting
Glad
the
to have you back
SHT
on.
with Dave Antonelli,
Yeah.
episode 2.
All right. Let the viewers know where they can find us.
You can find us online, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Please subscribe and let us know what you want to see on the podcast.
Subscribe,
next.
like, and share.
Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you, John, for correcting me. That was fantastic.
Tell them you want to see
I
me.
listen.
Over and out. Thank you all for listening.
Thanks, Kyle.
Have a great day.
That's a wrap on today's episode of Shootin the SHT. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. And if you enjoyed this content, please share it with others and leave us a rating and a review. Buying, selling, or want to connect with Nick and JT? Visit Slocum Home Team on Facebook and Instagram or slocumhometeam.com. We'll see you next time.